Indoor lettuce harvest. So this is the best lettuce I've grown in a year and a half. I'm going to show you a piece on the other side that I'm probably going to cut off. So you might say, why'd you grow it so close together and so bunched like that? Because the first few times I've tried it, they didn't grow all that well. Matter of fact, I had one or two that grew really well, like in the back there, or like this guy here, and the rest they grew like that or worse in the back. I'm going to show you that. So I just dumped a few seeds, and I like survival of the fittest. And if they're not as mature, I'll just start picking them and cutting them as they're not as mature and not as well built. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. So outside in the garden, they grow a little bit better, but I don't know why. I think the reason is this right here. I think they needed to be up closer to the light, and that's really close. That's like 4 inches. And as babies, they were still growing like they were going to be flimsy, like that guy right here. This, I don't even know what it is. It's a rogue seed. It might be a sunflower. See how it grew like that? That's how my lettuce was growing a lot, with flimsy leaves all like laying all over the place. So I jacked them up this time. I thought it can't be the soil, it can't be the temperature. I tried everything. It's got to be up closer to the light. So once I saw that they were flimsy again, I jacked them up about 5 inches closer, and now they're growing excellent. So let me clear some of this stuff out of the way because I got my indoor stuff here, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like close up and harvest some of this indoor lettuce that isn't so mature yet. Or maybe, I don't know, I gotta see how it is, because on the other end it's kind of weak down there. You kind of see it drooping down. So let me see what happens here. Alright, so this was the guy on the front here. You can see how beautiful that's growing, and this guy here and everything. They look small on the camera when I'm looking at the camera, but like from the bottom to this top leaf is probably like 7 inches. These leaves are at least 7-8 inches long. They just look small in the camera view. Alright, so here's what we got going on. See how that thing grew like straggly, like this right here? It recovered pretty well, and it's edible, but usually they were even worse than this. So I could let that grow, and this little guy here getting left behind, I guess because of that leaf. I keep trying to maneuver it, but probably getting left behind. So I don't know how I'm going to do this. And then over here, see how this guy on the end, because it didn't get that much light, so it straggled. So I think I might cut these guys on the end, which will help me get into there eventually and start cutting those red tops. These are both romaine. That's, I don't know, has some kind of reddish tint, and these are just like fully green. So I just wanted to show you this. But this is the best lettuce I've ever grown indoors so far. It's awesome. I don't know if I'm going to cut this guy here or take this one that's not mature yet but growing well, so this guy gets light to finish growing, because as you can see it's not doing well like there. So I don't know which one I'm going to do. I'm making a vegan chicken salad, and I want to put it over lettuce, so let's see what happens here. I just wanted to share this with you, and once I clip it I'll give you a better idea. Alright, so I just cut these two off here, off of this guy, to make that have light. And then I think I'm going to cut this and use this, and then I'll plant another seed there, so it will start growing while these are going to get harvested in the next week or two probably. So that's what I did. So now this one will get light, and then I'm going to take that other tray, and I think I'm going to clip the two on the end that are kind of weaklings and do the same and get them started, so that when I start cutting I could get them more into the light, and see if I can keep this lettuce going constantly so I never have to buy lettuce. So just to show you, the scissor's probably about 8 inches long. So even when it didn't grow that great, still made a nice little stuff that I can use. A lot of people I see on the internet will pull it, it didn't grow yet, and they don't give it a chance to get healthy. And now I know it was about the light. And even if it's not the greatest like these guys, it's still enough for what I need for my dinner tonight. So instead of picking little seedlings and saying forget it, let them grow and see what happens. Like, I've seen people take stuff like this and say, forget it, it's flimsy, and they throw it out. Like, no, it ain't. That was like, this one here was worse than that, and look what happened. It grew into this. So don't waste it. Give it to your pet if you have it, at least. Like a rabbit if you have one. Alright, so this guy here wasn't getting much light, and it wasn't gonna, so I just pulled it now. But still healthy enough to eat. And again, this guy here was growing pretty decent. So that will be there. And then I trimmed some of the stuff that was underneath that was kind of soggy and not doing well. But you can see the difference in colors. But I've peeled them like this before and ate them. They're still really good, so you don't waste them. Now I'll show you. So I cleared up some of this. I think what I might do for a day or two is turn this end around that way, since those are growing so well and they're already formed. I'm going to throw this side on that around so it gets more under the light, and get these 2 or 3 back ones better. They look like only 2 inches tall, but they're like 5 inches tall every time I look on the camera. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna swoop this end over there, and for a day or two to let these catch up and get that one going. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll probably plant another seed in the corner there, and then over here I'll probably plant. Maybe I'll just plant one again here where this one was. This was the root. I'm just leaving it there for now. What I did is I pulled it out, shook it off, and then cut it. I guess I could get rid of it now. I just didn't want it all over my cutting board, basically. So I'll leave that and come back for it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and it's finally working out. So if you had problems indoor growing and they were getting flimsy like this or worse, then it needed to be up in the light. And like, this is what I did. I took 3 CD cover, or 2 CDs, a book, and some styrofoam that I had, and I probably got it about 3, 4, 5 inches up there, and it's close to the light. So yeah, if you were struggling like I was with some lettuces and everything, then you want it better, make sure they're up to the light right away when they're babies, and keep it moist as well. Otherwise, it's looking good, looking really good. The company told me, the seed company said, oh, it's probably too hot in there. It wasn't. You know, they gave me all these things that it could be, and it was basically they needed to be up more towards the light. So again, that's it. So I got some really nice, good, fresh stuff for tonight here, and a little bit of decent stuff. Actually, it's the bottom part. The top part looks actually really good. It's kind of greener than I thought. So yeah, that's it. All right, lots of love to you. Any questions or advice, let me know. Bye.